Hello everyone, good evening all. Myself Dr. Ratna, working as Assistant Professor at Hillside Ayurveda Medical College. I welcome all the viewers of Tadvidya Sambhasha for another live session. So in this live lecture series, I have been discussing about some topics of Prasuti Stri Roga. In last session, we had discussed about under Artava Vyapad Prakarana, we are dealing the conditions. So under Artava Vyapad Prakarana, we had discussed about Artava Kshaya. Today, we will continue with another important topic, that is Ashtartava Dushti. So as I mentioned earlier, Artava, the word Artava refers to menstrual blood, ovum or ovarian hormones. Arunadatta specially indicated to consider menstrual blood with Artava. So in class 6, 8 disorders has been mentioned, that is Ashtartava Dushti, regarding menstrual cycle and menstruation. That means the pathological condition regarding menstrual cycle and menstruation have been explained under the heading of Artava Dushti, and there are 8 in numbers, so it is considered as Ashta Artava Dushti. So if we see in general, AUB, that is abnormal uterine bleeding, is a quite common complaint in women of various types. Like they may come with the complaints of or show the symptoms like increase in the amount of menstruation or increase in duration, or sometimes it leads to shortening of the cycles and irregular bleeding also sometimes. So all these conditions, and that means this type of abnormal hemorrhage has been explained under the heading of Artava Vyapad Prakarana in our Ayurvedic texts. The Sushruta, just after describing 8 disorders of Shukra, has enumerated 8 disorders of Artava. And this classification is on the basis of predominance of doshas, and the disorders of Shukra are made on the basis of main clinical features. So, but Dalhana, Acharya Dalhana clarifies that the clinical features of Artava are identical to those for Shukra. So that means after explaining or describing 8 disorders of Ashtavida Shukra Artava Dushti, he has mentioned Ashta Artava Dushti, and this classification is based on the predominance of doshas. So these are the 8 classification of Artava Dushti. Vata Pitta Shleshma Kunapa Granthi Puti Puya Kshina Mutra Purisha Retasah Prajotpadane Na Samartha Bhavati. This is according to Sushruta Sharira, 2nd chapter, 3rd shloka. Vata Pitta Shleshma Kunapa Granthi Puti Puya Kshina Mutra Purisha Retasah Prajotpadane Na Samartha Bhavati. In this shloka, he also mentioned the prognosis or complication of Artava Dushti. So the 8 types of Artava Dushtis are Vataja, Pittaja, Kafaja Artava Dushti, and 4th one is Kunapagandhi Artava Dushti. So here the involved dosha is Rakta. So that's why it is also considered as Raktaja Artavadushti. And fifth one is Granthi Bhuta Artavadushti. So here the involved doshas are Vata and Kapha. So based on clinical feature, it is considered as Granthi Bhuta, and here the involved dosha is Vata and Kaphaja. So these three, that is Granthi Bhuta, Kshina and Puti Puya Artavadushtis are Dvandvaja. And Kshina Artavadushti. So here the involved dosha is Pitta and Vata. And seventh one is Puti Puya Artavadushti. Here the involved doshas are Pitta and Kapha. And lastly, the eighth one is Mutra Purisha Tulya Artavadushti. So based on symptom, it is enumerated or named as Mutra Purisha Tulya. And here all the three doshas are get involved. So these are the classification of Artava Dushti, Ashta Artava Dushti. Next, move on to Nidana. Specifically, etiological factors have not been mentioned specifically, but Acharya Kashyapa has explained Rajasvalaya Rutur Vyapadhyate. That means administration of Nasya Karma, that is nasal medicine, to a woman during her menstrual cycles causes disorders of menstruation. So this is one of the important cause for to get vitiation of menstruation or menstrual cycle. So usually Nasya Karma is indicated in Urdhva Jatrugata Rogas, and during menstrual, and we have already known the menstrual cycle is regulated by HPO axis, that is hypothalamo pituitary ovarian axis. As we instill medicine during this period, that is during the time of menstruation, it may alter it can alter these regulation of these axis and leads to certain hormonal imbalance. So that's why I have mentioned menstrual irregularities means not only considered to the menstruation, it also related to endocrinological one. And next, he has also mentioned another one Nidana, that is Atyushna Panana Nishevanena Reto Asruk Andopachayascha Dushyate. That is Atyushna Panana Nishevanena, that is excessive consumption of food and drinks articles which are very hot in potency and quality, which can vitiate the pitta. So whenever pitta dosha involvement will be there, whenever pitta get vitiated, it also vitiates the rakta dhatu, as artava is considered as rakta, or it is the upadhatu of rasa dhatu. So whenever pitta get vitiated, it also vitiates the rakta and artava. And third one is use of excessive medicines for shodhana to a woman having mrudu koshta. So after doing snehana and svedana karma, whenever if she takes shodhana karma in mrudu koshta, then again it alters the agni, that is entire metabolic system has got altered, and that leads to so many menstrual irregularities. So this is the basic or specific nidanas which has been explained by Acharya Kashyapa for Artava Dushti or any kind of menstrual irregularities. To summarize, one is Rajasvalaya Ruturvyapade, that is using or administration of Nasya Karma during menstruation. So that's why if we see Rajasvala Charya, that is a dietic mode of life or regimen during Rajasvala Charya, that is during the time of menstruation, she should not undergone any type of shodhana karmas, or she should not cut her nails, or she should be eat with the help of broken pots, and all these things. Some of so many methods or mode of regimen have been explained during Rajasvalacharya. So whenever this, or if we does any kind of Shodhana administration during Rajasvala Kala, it alters the, or it leads to menstrual irregularities. And second one is excessive use of Ushna, Tikshna and Kshara Padartha, and also during doing Shodhana Karma in Mrudukoshta person, as it alters the Agni or entire metabolic system. Next, we'll discuss with individual Artavadushti. So in that, first one is Vataja Artavadushti. So for this, the causes behind Vataja Artavadushti. So various causes which are responsible to aggravate Vayu, that is excessive consumption of dry and cold articles or excessive exercises. So all those things leads to aggravation of Vata dosha, and here we have to concentrate mainly on clinical features, or how the patient will shows their symptoms. So here they have explained Tatra Vata Varna Aruna Krishnadayah and Vata Vedana Toda Vedadayah. That means here the menstruation is accompanied with dull aching pain or excruciating pain. That means तब भी menstruation होता है patient को whenever if there is an involvement of Vata dosha will be present, then it leads to dull aching pain, or sometimes it shows excruciating pain, that is intense pain में भी रह सकता है. And Acharya also mentioned the characteristic features of menstrual blood, that is the consistency, the color, the odor of menstrual blood whenever it get vitiated with the Vata dosha. So here the menstruation color, the menstrual blood is color of Aruna or Krishna, that is blackish red in color, that is it leads to dark red colored blood. And also Tanu Ruksha Phenilam, that is thus the menstrual blood is Tanu, that is very liquid in consistency, and it is frothy, that is Phenila Yukta, that is the menstrual blood is frothy. And also, so here if the consistency of menstrual blood is liquid, then that it means the viscosity of the blood has been reduced. So whenever the menstrual blood is very thin, that is Tanu, or consistency is liquid, or consider it should be a viscosity of the blood is reduced. And also Chirat Nishichyate, that means it leads to delayed menstruation. Chirat, that is delay menstruation. And Alpam, that means scanty menstruation, that is the whatever the menstrual blood is excreted is small in amount, that is scanty menstruation. So these are all the clinical features of Vataja Artava Dushti. So considering all these clinical features, it can be correlated with oligomenorrhea or hypomenorrhea associated with dysmenorrhea, and this is due to nutritional deficiency. And treatment of Vataja Artava Dushti are, so here we have to give or intake of Snigdha, Ushna, Amla and Lavana Dravyas, which are going to pacify the Vata. And orally we can give Gruta processed with Bharangi, Madhuka and Kashmarya, as it is anti-inflammatory in action and also Vedana Sthapaka and Vatahara Dravyas. And Yoni Dharana with, that is as a Sthanika Chikitsa, we can perform Yoni Dharana with the help of Priyangu and Tilakalka, and Yoni Prakshalana with Mugdaparani Kashaya. And here Niruha Basti acts as nectar, that is Amrita Saman hota hai Niruha Basti. In the cases of Vataja Artavadushti, it is very effective and it gives good result in infertility. So if at all a woman consider, as I mentioned, it can be correlated with, or it can be taken as oligomenorrhea or hypomenorrhea due to nutritional deficiency. So whenever oligomenorrhea or hypomenorrhea, it's always end up with oligo-ovulation or anovulation. So whenever if a woman suffering from oligo-ovulation or anovulatory cycle, she always ends up with infertility condition. So in this Vataja Artavadushti, Nirhovasti is going to acts as a nectar and results in conception. The next condition is Pittaja Artavadushti. So in this condition, Artava derives abnormality from all Pittakara Nidanas, and the clinical features are Pitta Varna, Pita Niladayah, Pitta Vedana, Osha Choshadayah. So here they have mentioned the characteristic features of menstrual blood whenever it is involved or vitiated with Pitta dosha. So here the color resembles the menstrual blood. The color resembles Pita Neela, that is yellowish and bluish discoloration. But it is difficult to explain this color, which have not seen in usually seen in practice, and maybe menstruation associated with dry pieces of mucous membrane due to infection in the pelvic region may be present. So whenever if there is involvement of pelvic infection, then that leads to dry pieces of mucous membrane mixed with this menstrual blood, and then it may be shows as a color of bluish or yellowish discoloration sometimes. And here the bleeding is excess and the consistency is liquid, that is no clotting will be present, and it is also associated with some associated symptoms like daha, that is burning sensation, osha, chosha, that is dryness in the vagina, and also one of very important symptom which is explained by Harita, that is mutra kruchra, that is difficulty during micturition. That means along with gynecological symptom, because of pittaja involvement, it leads to some of urological symptom, that is mutra kruchra. So because of this localized symptoms, it can be correlated with pelvic inflammatory diseases due to infection of chronic pelvic cellulitis and associated with oligomenorrhea. Then in treatment of Pittaja Artavadushti, so here we have to use all Pittahara measures, that is Madura Shita Kashaya Dravyas, and Kvata of Kakoli, Chandana and Utpala mixed with Sharkara and Madhu, as Chandana, Kakoli, Utpala all mentioned under Daha Prashamana Dravyas and Daha Prashamana Mahakashaya Varga. So all this having Shitavirya, Tikta Rasa and helps to mitigate Pitta dosha and gives coolant effect. So Kashaya prepared out of Kakoli, Chandana and Utpala are very helpful. And Yoni Dharana with the Kalka of Chandana and Payasya, and Yoni Prakshalana with Kashaya prepared out of Gairika and Arishta is going to help. And again Virechana, as Pitta involvement will be there, as a Sarvadaihika Shodhana we can do Virechana Karma is beneficial with Gavakshi Kshira. The third condition is Kafaja Artavadushti. So here the Artava is vitiated whenever Artha is vitiated with Kafa dosha, then it shows Shleshma Varna Shuklaha Shleshma Vedana Kandvadayah. That is, these are the associated symptoms. And the main characteristic features of menstrual blood is Shleshma Varnaha Shuklaha. That is, whenever Artava is vitiated with kapha is light whitish or slightly yellowish in color. This condition or pattern may be seen when the amount of excreted blood is relatively less and it is mixed with good quantity of mucus, as seen in the cases of some inflammatory condition of the uterus. So whenever if the uterus is having any inflammatory changes, then it leads to excessive production of mucoidal discharge. So whenever this mucoidal discharge mixed with this menstrual blood, then it leads to, or it shows as a whitish or slightly yellowish in color. Further, Vagbata explains the menstrual blood is having Majjopasansrishta Prabhutam Vibadham. That means here the Artava is highly viscous and mixed with excessive mucoidal discharges and having clotted appearance. And other associated symptoms are Kandu, that is locally, that is Yoni Kandu will be present, and also as a Sarvadaika Lakshana, as involvement of kapha dosha will be there, so it leads to stiffness, lethargy, drowsiness, sleepiness, and also it leads to retention of the urine. So these are the clinical symptoms which can be found under kaphaja artava dushti, and it can be compared with, so seeing considering all these features, it can be correlated with chronic endometritis or cervicitis associated with oligomenorrhea. And the treatment of Kaphaja Artavadushti are mainly Katu Ruksha Kashaya Dravya Prayoga should be done, and intake of Kvata prepared out of Kutaja, Ashwagandha, Kshiri Vruksha Kashaya with Madhu is helpful, because all Kshiri Vruksha Dravyas are Stambhana effect, which gives Stambhana effect. So all Kshiri Vruksha Dravyas, and also Kutaja helpful in as a Kandugna and Krimigna. So Kutaja will be useful. And as a Sarvadaihika Shodhana, we can do Vamana Karma with Madanaphala Kashaya. And as a Sthanika Chikitsa, we can perform Yoni Purana with Lodra and Tinduka. Next, move on to next condition, that is Kunapagandhi Artava Dushti. So as I mentioned earlier, it is also called as Raktaja Artava Dushti. So here the foul smelling menstruation is explained as Kunapa. So here Kunapa means foul smelling menstruation, and it is caused by vitiation of Rakta. Kunapam Shavastasyeva Gandasyeti Kunapagandhihi. So the word meaning of Kunapa means Kunapam Shavastasyeva Gandasyeti Kunapagandhihi. That means here the menstrual blood emits odor like that of dead body, which is usually found in necrosis of the tissues. So whenever if the pelvic tissues, so surrounding pelvic tissues or the entire upper genital tract, if at all, if there is involvement of necrosis over there, so it leads to, or it emits the odor like of that of dead body, that is considered as Kunapa Gandhi. So here the amount of blood discharge during menstruation is analpa. Kunapagandhyam analpam cha raktena. That is, analpam means excessive or more, and red lime fresh blood color. So it gives a appearance of fresh blood color, and it is also shows all the features of pitta like daha, osha, chosha. So because of ashraya ashrayi bhava, so both the pitta and rakta, they have a tendency to mutually contaminated each other, and it is also shows all the lakshanas of pitta. And this Kunapagandhi Artavadushti is considered as asadhya. So while explaining sadhya sadhyata, that is prognosis aspects of Ashtartavadushti, Acharya Sushruta has mentioned Raktaja Artavadushti or Kunapagandhi Artavadushti is said to be incurable or asadhya. So menometrorrhagia is seen in early stages of carcinoma of endometrium. So considering all these features, that is emitting of odor like of that of dead body, which is because of necrosis of the tissues, and considering as it is asadhya roga, then it can be compared with early stage of endometrial carcinoma. And here the treatment of Kunapagandhi Artavadushti. So here whatever the formulation we are going to use only help in controlling foul smell only. It will not useful to cure the disease, but it subsides or mitigates the foul smell whatever emits. So intake of Kvata prepared out of Chandana and Rakta Chandana to get rid of bad odor or foul smell, and Yoni Prakshalana with Triphala Kashaya, and Yoni Dharana with Triphala Kalka. So these are the treatment which has been mentioned under Kunapagandhi Artavadushti. And next one is Granthi Bhuta Artavadushti. So it is one among 8 types of Artavadushti, which is caused due to Visheshan of two doshas, that is Vata and Kapha. Shleshma Vatabhya. So here it is a Dvandvaja Artavadushti. So here the dosha involved are two, that is one is Kapha and another one is Vata. And here the clinical features, the menstrual blood or the menstrual discharge has clots in it. So that's why based on clinical feature it is termed as Granthi Bhuta Artavadushti. So here the appearance of menstrual discharge has clots in it when it is discharged. That is Granthi Bhuta means having cyst like appearance. So kapha involvement is very much necessary in the pathology as the clots are formed by kapha itself owing to its stability and heaviness in quality. So kapha का जो गुण होता है वो स्थिर and gurutva. So because of this, the clotted appearance will present in the menstrual discharge. Further, Vata further aids in formation of clots in the blood when it is associated with Kapha. So due to involvement of both Kapha and Vata, there will be a clotted appearance or cyst-like appearance present in the menstrual discharge. And it is also shows lakshanas like Vidosha Varna Srava. That is, Vidosha Varna Srava means both due to the involvement of Kapha and Vata, the menstrual blood maybe shows red, black or dark violet in color due to vitiation of both Kapha and Vata. And Dvidosha Vedana, that is pain and discomfort associated with bleeding. At the same time, she also experiences coldness, dull pain, itching, unconsciousness, that is snigdhatva, and putrid smell due to kapha involvement. So considering here the clotted appearance of menstrual blood probably refers to thick mucoid or mucopurulent discharges associated with slough, and this often seen in malignant condition, especially cervical carcinoma. So this Granthi Bhuta Artavadushti can be compared with malignant condition of the cervix, that is cervical carcinoma. And here treatment, internally we can give Kvata prepared out of Patha, Trikatu and Brukshaka, and we can also give Kulattadi Kashaya, Kumaryasava, Chandraprabhavati, etc. will going to helpful to mitigate only the symptoms but not to cure the disease. Next is Puti Puya Artavadushti, Puti Puya Nibham Pitta Shleshmabhyam. That is, here the Puti word refers to or point towards the menstrual blood having smell of decaying substances. So here the word Puti refers to smell of decaying substances, and Puya refers to menstrual blood containing pus in it. So the Puti relates to smell of menstrual blood and Puya relates to its appearance. So to sum up, it is a condition where menstrual blood smells like decomposing substances and also contains pus in it. So whenever if a woman complaining of discharging menstrual blood with some decaying substances and pus in it, then it is considered as Puti Puya Artava Dushti. And here the cause, this caused by vitiation of both Pitta and Kapha dosha, and it shows the symptoms Vidosha Varna and Vidosha Vedana. That is, the menstrual blood color may be of yellowish or bluish or whitish in color due to involvement of both Pitta and Kapha, and it also shows the symptoms, mixed symptoms like burning sensation, raised heat, fever due to Pitta involvement, and also at the same time coldness, heaviness, itching, dull pain and putrid smell due to Kaphaja involvement. So considering the menstrual blood resembling pus or putrid smell usually seen in acute infective condition of reproductive system. So whenever the reproductive system, the entire reproductive system, that is upper and inner and external genital system, whenever it is acutely infected, then it leads to pus or putrid smell menstrual discharges. So seeing above description, it can be closely related with senile pyometra. Here in this condition, in this senile pyometra, the entire endometrium is destroyed, leading to permanent and incurable amenorrhea. Next is Kshina Artavadushti. So here Kshinam Praguktam Pitta Marutabhya, that is, Kshina Artavadushti is caused due to vitiation of Pitta and Vata dosha. So according to Dalhana, Dhatu Malakshaya are present, that is, this is due to Dhatu Malakshaya. And the clinical features in Kshina Artavadushtis are, here the menstruation may be delayed or it is scanty, that is less in amount, and it is associated with pain and burning sensation. So they have mentioned very less description regarding Kshina Artava Dushti. So considering these features, it can be correlated with hypoestrogenic oligomenorrhea, that is oligomenorrhea which occurs due to hypoestrogenic condition or due to Dhatu Kshaya Avastha. As Dalhana, Acharya Dalhana mentioned in commentary, he has mentioned Dhatu Malakshaya Avastha. So usually Dhatu Kshaya or Malakshaya Avastha usually seen in tuberculosis patient or severe autoimmune conditions. So because of tuberculosis, or because of some autoimmune deficiency syndromes, it leads to hypoestrogenic oligomenorrhea. So that is what we called as Kshina Artava Dushti. So Artava Kshaya and Kshina Artava Dushtis are entirely different topics. And here in Kshina Artava Dushti, the treatment, so we can give as a, if there is Dhatu Kshaya involvement will be there, so we can give Rasan Raktavardhaka Dravyas, and Artavardhaka Dravyas can also be given, like Krishna Tila, Guda, Kumari, etc. are going to helpful. The next last one is Mutra Purisha Tulya. Mutra Purisha Gandhi Sannipateniti. So here Mutra Purisha Gandhi means smells like urine and fecus. So in this condition, the menstrual blood has the smell of urine and fecus, and it is caused by vitiation of all the doshas and shows mixed symptoms. So anatomically, if we see, the rectum and urinary bladder are connected to the uterus. So uterus is a pelvic organ which is situated bladder in front and rectum behind. So anatomically this uterus is connected with urinary bladder and rectum. Since the name of the disease describes the smell of urine and fecus in the menstrual blood, it indicates that a connectivity through openings or fistula has been established between this rectum, urinary bladder and female reproductive tract, where in there will be a mixing of proportion of urine and fecus in the menstrual blood. So जो क्या होता है तब, if there is any connectivity between this reproductive system and urinary bladder and fecus, so some portion of urine and or fecus may be mixed with this menstrual blood, and then this menstrual blood will smells like a urine and fecus. So, and this said to be a very complicated condition, and it is declared as incurable. And so considering above description or explanation, it is closely correlated with vesico-vaginal fistula, recto-vaginal fistula, or advanced stage of cervical carcinoma. So this is the correlation of Mutra Purisha Tulya Artava Dushti. And it is incurable or asadhya. So sadhya sadhyata of Ashtartava Dushtis are, so as I mentioned, Ekadoshaja, that is Vataja, Pittaja and Kafaja Artava Dushtis are said to be sadhya according to Sushruta, and the remaining, that is Kunapa Gandhi Artava Dushti, Puti Puya Artava Dushti, Granthi Bhuta Artava Dushti, Kshina Artava Dushti and Mutra Purisha Gandhi Artava Dushti. So remaining all these five are said to be incurable or asadhya. Next, Upadrava. So in first shloka I have mentioned Prajotpadane na samartha bhavati. That means whenever a lady is suffering from this any kind of Artavadushti, so either Vataja, Pittaja, Kafaja or any kind of other Artavadushti, she will be suffers from Prajotpadane na samartha bhavati. That means she is incapable of procreation, or it is devoid of bija. That means she remains infertile. Next, Samanya Chikitsa, which explained under Artavadushtis are, so if at all, according to the condition of the patient, that means if the involvement of any infection and pain, we can prescribe Chandraprabhavati or Yogaraja Gugulu. So Chandraprabhavati is very good compound in any gynecological or urinary infection, as it increases the physical strength and reduces fatigue, and it is also a good uterine tonic, and it gives strength uterus if taken along with ashwagandha. And second one is Yogaraja Gugulu. It has got anti-inflammatory and analgesic properties. It's usually indicated in Sandhigata and Majjagata Vatarogas. So whenever there is involvement of backache during any gynecological condition, we can prescribe Yogaraja Gugulu. And Shatavari Taila and Shatavari Gruta, as orally or as Abhyangartha or as a Basti Prayogartha, we can use Shatavari Taila or and Shatavari Gruta, as Shatavari acts as an antioxidant, and it has also got anti-inflammatory effect, and it is a phytoestrogens. The Shatavari contains phytoestrogens which can balance the estrogen levels in the woman. And next, some of Basti Prayogas has mentioned. So those are Mustadi Yapana Basti, Sahacharadi Yapana Basti, and Jivantyadi Anuvasana Basti. So this uh, type of bastis usually used to nourishment of the dhatu and helpful in sustaining and to maintain the life of the persons, and it also checks the aging process and indicated in female infertility also. So whenever, if at all, as a complication, if at all a lady is suffering from infertility as a complication of vata